What if your dog's messy accident in the garden isn't just a one-time tummy upset? Could it actually be a sign of something more serious? Well, whether it's your canine chum or your feline friend who's been having some uncharacteristically loose stools, these are definitely not fun times. In fact, they can be pretty gross. But there's no denying that diarrhea is a super common problem for pets. And because it's so widespread, well, there are plenty of myths out there about what it means and how to treat it. Hi, I'm a veterinarian, and today we're going to dive into some of the most common myths about pet diarrhea, separating fact from fiction so you know exactly what to do if your four-legged family member has an episode of the runs. Now, let's get into it. So first things first, let me explain why exactly we're talking about this not-so-delightful topic in the first place. Basically, all it takes is one trip to the dog park or a quick nibble of something they shouldn't, and bam, your furry friend could be facing a bout of diarrhea. That's right. We're talking about loose, watery stools. And while it might seem alarming at first, especially if you're dealing with it yourself, it's actually a super normal part of every pet's digestive process. Think of it like this. When our furry friends chow down on their food, it hangs out in their tummies for a bit before their bodies start breaking it down. Then once it's all digested, the leftover stuff moves into their intestines and eventually makes its way outside their bodies as poop. But sometimes the passage goes a little too quickly. This can happen if they gobble down their food too fast or indulge in some questionable table scraps. And when it exits, well, it might look a little different than usual, softer and looser than your pet's typical well-formed poop. And yep, that's diarrhea. Now don't worry, this isn't anything too serious. It's usually just a sign that your pet's digestive system is doing its job and getting rid of something that's not sitting right. But here's the thing. Just because it's totally normal doesn't mean it's any less stinky and gooey. And let's face it, cleaning up after a messy poo situation can be a real pain, so it's totally understandable that we'd want to find a quick fix. And that's where the world of pet diarrhea myths comes in. Since diarrhea is so common, well-meaning folks have come up with all sorts of ideas about what works best to stop it. Now, some of them might be helpful, but others, well, let's just say they're not the best idea. So let's clear up some of the most common misconceptions out there. Starting with myth number 1, hold the kibble for 24 hours. You know those times when you feel a little queasy and decide to skip breakfast? Well, it turns out that we humans aren't the only ones who might want to take a break from food when feeling under the weather. Your pet's body might also slow down their eating when they've got diarrhea, and that's totally okay. A little fasting can help give their tummies a chance to chill out and get back on track. But should you follow suit and skip a full day of food for your furry pal? Well, not necessarily. See, while it might make sense to give their stomachs a breather, going full 24 hours without any grub could leave your pet feeling famished and dehydrated. Instead, why not try a bland diet? We're talking boiled chicken and rice, plain yogurt, or pumpkin puree. These bland foods are gentle on the stomach and can help solidify those loose stools. Just remember to consult with your vet first to make sure your pet isn't missing out on any essential nutrients. After all, we want to make sure they're getting the nutrition they need to stay happy and healthy. Myth number 2, all diarrhea remedies work. All right, let's talk about everyone's favorite part of the diarrhea experience, the remedies. Whether you've heard about giving your pet some kaolin or maybe even some Pepto-Bismol, it's important to remember that not everything we read online is actually safe or effective for our furry companions. That's why it's super important to check with your vet before trying anything. After all, they know your pet's unique needs and can steer you toward what's actually helpful. Speaking of steering clear, avoid giving your pet human medications unless your vet says it's okay. Some meds that work wonders for us, humans, can be downright dangerous for our furry friends. So stick with what the experts recommend. And remember, just because something worked for your friend is pet doesn't mean it's the best choice for yours. Every pet is different, and what works for one might not work for another. Myth number 3, diarrhea is always dangerous. So your pet had a bit of an accident on the floor. Accidents happen, right? We know it's not ideal, but it's important to keep in mind that occasional bouts of diarrhea aren't always something to lose sleep over. Most of the time, it's just a sign that their digestive system is doing its job and getting rid of something that's not sitting right. However, if your furry friend's having more than 3 loose stools in a day, it's time to call the vet. And if it lasts for more than 2 days, definitely reach out. Also, keep an eye out for other signs like blood in the stool, a loss of appetite, or if your pet seems lethargic or just not their usual happy self. If you notice any of these red flags, it's time to seek professional help. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. If you're concerned about your pet's health, don't hesitate to reach out to your vet. They're there to help and can guide you toward the best course of action. Diarrhea can be a bit of a mystery sometimes, but with a little detective work and some expert advice, you can help your furry friend get back to their regular routine in no time. So there you have it. 3 common myths about pet diarrhea busted. Remember, while a little digestive distress might be a normal part of your pet's life, it's still important to keep an eye out for any warning signs. So be a pro and watch out for those red flags. And don't forget, if you're still scratching your head about your furry friend's health, don't hesitate to reach out to your vet. They're the ultimate authority and can help you figure out the best next steps. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of pet diarrhea. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow pet parents. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our awesome content. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay connected to your furry family members because they're worth it. See you later.